Chrysler service. Today we're going to be talking about alignments and the pre-alignment inspection. Well, alignments are very important, especially if you do a major front end repair or in a car where you've done an engine swap for whatever reason. You drop the cross member, you have to make sure the cross member is straight. Yeah, your biggest thing is you want to make sure you're not wearing out your tires. Once a year would be recommended, especially if you're doing a lot of rough roads, or if you're doing your winter tires, summer tires, especially after the winter with potholes. And when we're doing a road test, the biggest thing we want to keep an eye on is our steering wheel position. Make sure if it's a little off center, left or right, or if there's any pull, let go of the steering wheel. See if it wants to drift left or right. Probably the biggest thing they might notice is steering wheel position, or they have to pull it one way or another and they feel it tiring after they drive for a while because they're always trying to keep it to one way. Steering wheel seems pretty straight. Feels good. I think this will be just a basic adjustment if needed. It's showtime! Pre-alignment inspection is where we lift it up on the hoist, suspend the suspension so that it's hanging, and then we can feel the tie rods, inner and outer, the ball joints, upper and lower, and just a visual to see if anything is bent, any signs of impact on any of the control arms or cross members. Okay, and we've already checked our tire pressures when we did the tire swap, so I know that's good. All right, now we've fully supported the front end. You can check the tie rods this way, upper ball joint that way, both sides. Feels good. We put our bar underneath and we can feel anything in the ball joint. Nice and tight. Go back and forth. Mostly tire movement there. So the front end feels good. I'm getting it to where I can select the right bin, and we'll scan it with our scanner. Find the barcode. And I just select if it's air ride or without air ride. This is non-air suspension. Aim my cameras. And then we just put the heads on it and see what our readings are. As they're basically a reflector that the camera up on the wall is shining down, and it takes pictures literally every second, and it can tell the steering wheel position as well as up and down when you do the caster sweep. Just aiming the targets based on the height of where it is on the hoist. And we physically roll the truck forward, and we'll line up the target up front. You'll see it. All 4 lights are on. Right there. Now I can do the caster sweep. Caster sweep. I got to turn it left and right 10 degrees, then it measures the caster. Put the brake on at the same time to hold the wheel from turning, because the tires are going to want to tip as you're turning. Alright, got the steering wheel centered. Brings up our readings front. Our thrust angle, which is from the rear. So then we align the front depending on the back, which is non-adjustable. This is your caster that gives you your stability and your turnability to center, and then your camber, which is pretty close. And then of course we have some room for adjustment on our toe. So right now it's toeing out. So this one here we'll recommend just a minor alignment. Our actual adjustment we did on this Ram 1500 was a inner and outer tie rod adjustment. There's a jam nut that we loosen off, and then we spin the inner tie rod into the outer tie rod, which will bring it in or out depending on which direction we need. And then we tighten up the jam nut so that it won't come loose down the road. So we're going to make a pretty good adjustment on the left side at that tie rod that we looked at earlier, and a minor one on this side. This goes right to the steering rack. This is the inner tie rod, our jam nut, and our outer tie rod. Turning it in, which pulls this tire in and changes our readings up on the alignment machine. So we can lock that one down. We're gonna do this side. This one needs to come in a bit.
Yeah.
Right there, perfect. And we're set. We'll hit print. Pretty quick. We didn't have to do the major adjustments on this one because we had done it when we did the lift apparently in the history. So just needed a minor maintenance adjustment. And we're done. And made our adjustments, made sure the steering wheel position stayed centered during those adjustments, and then did a final road test to verify that it drives straight and that the steering wheel is straight. You can see me, Rick, we can go for a drive or talk about any of the problems that you might have coming up. Thank you for visiting, and come on down to Langley Chrysler for all your parts and service needs. Thank you.